Multiclassing is a staple of TTRPGs. It's basically been around since the very beginning of the hobby. Heck, that's even how some classes came into being. Well, for those who are absolutely brand new, what is multiclassing? So let's say you're a 5th level character. However, you multiclassed as a fighter rogue. So you are a 3rd level fighter and then a 2nd level rogue. Traditionally, this is how most TTRPGs will take it. However, Pathfinder 2nd Edition does a different approach. You see, while multiclassing is a lot of fun, and technically there's no wrong way to do it, you can do it for the narrative purpose, you can do it for the mechanical, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. The thing with multiclassing is that it can really lean to having extremely powerful characters because you are pulling from 2 different classes for their various abilities. So there could be a lot of interesting combinations. And this was really prominent in 3.5 and Pathfinder 1st Edition, where you could make some crazily busted combos pretty easily. So naturally, when 2nd Edition was coming out, Paizo knew people were going to want to multi-class. But the question became, how were they going to do it, and were they going to do anything to help potentially, well, answer the issue of overpowered characters via multiclassing? Paizo, in my opinion, came up with a solution that is actually really clever. But the question remains, is multiclassing in Pathfinder?
Kinda.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. It exists there, but it's not in the traditional sense. So let's go ahead and talk about how you can multiclass in Pathfinder. So rather than doing the traditional method of where you would take a level in a class when you would level up normally, Pathfinder has it locked to something known as dedication feats. So let's say you are a rogue and you want to get a taste of that sweet Magus abilities. Well, you absolutely can do so. However, you have to take the Magus dedication feat. This will grant you various abilities for the Magus class, presuming you meet the various prerequisites. So if you're familiar with D&D 5e, you should be familiar with this concept. In fact, that goes for most TTRPGs. But Lit, when do you get the dedication feats? Well, that's pretty easy. You get them when you would normally get your class feat. Most of the time, the first time you're going to get a dedication feat is going to be at 2nd level. At least that's when you are given the ability to do so, because that is a prerequisite. You have to be at least level 2 to start doing dedication feats. So no starting right out of the gate with 2 class abilities. Then, assuming that you meet the various prerequisites and you did it at 2nd level, congratulations, you have the initial access to the dedication feats of Magus. And if you go down the line, you see that there are additional options. These are various feats that are available to Magus, as well as even some of their various class abilities. So rather than just getting it as a class ability for the Magus, such as Spell Strike, you have to wait until you are 4th level to be able to take the feat Spell Strike. The benefit to doing this way is that people who focused on a specific class, so let's say for instance Magus, they still get to feel like a Magus. The person who's a rogue dedicating as a Magus will still have the chance to deepen their character and have a wide variety of options open to them and really customize the character, keeping to the spirit of Pathfinder. Because now they can choose when they level up with various class feats, either choose from rogue class or choose a dedication feat. So they still get that little extra boost of power and customization that multiclassing can really offer. However, they will never really outshine the person who is focusing on the class. So the Magus is still going to be better at being a Magus than someone who is a rogue dedicating as a Magus. I should probably have a Magus counter, shouldn't I? The hardest part to grasp about multiclassing in Pathfinder is that it's not in the traditional method. It is strictly done through feats. So once you're able to wrap your head around that and see that you get it basically whenever you gain a class feat, it really opens up the door to further possibilities when making your character and all the customization that normally comes with multiclassing. So yeah, if you're someone who's looking to multiclass in Pathfinder, start looking at dedication feats and pay attention to the prerequisites so that way you can build your character accordingly, and then find a way to work that into the narrative. Maybe they are a rogue with a arcane background, and so the Magus is how they manifest that, or sorcerer or wizard or what have you. It could be any number of classes. They can boost the base class in fantastic ways and tell a great story along with it. and that's one of the strengths of Pathfinder, and that's why I love it, and that's why I'm a big fan of the multiclassing and dedication feats. So with that, everyone, I hope that was helpful for you in some way, shape, or form. And if you have any more questions about things regarding Pathfinder, I am continuing this series where we go bit by bit in the various rules of Pathfinder. I will eventually start covering the classes, but I want to wait for a revised to come out before I really start doing a deep dive to see what changes they may have made. Most likely, Rogue is going to be first, since that was voted on in my community. So apart from that, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep rolling those dice. Cheers.